Sports Show. Mike, Max, Patrick, Royce, Lou, Nanny, and Sid Hartman. Sydney, how are you today?
I'm okay.
You got the big Starkey Gala you broke away from for just a short time, one of your favorite events of the year.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job. Bill Austin, Jerry Ziska, and those guys.
Jerry Ziska.
I mean, for a guy like Austin to go to all these
countries,
foreign countries, and give away free hearing aids and take a chance your life's in danger. But he does it every time.
Have you ever thought about making one of those trips?
But he takes players with him.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Now, my scouting report on the Starkey event is that it goes about 6 hours.
Yeah, it lasts too long.
Like I've seen you at funerals for good friends when you're looking at your watch. When you're looking at your watch after 30 minutes. How the hell do you make it from the beginning to the end? That's what I want to know.
Well, he's not sure if he's going to get any money back.
It is very long, but my daughter goes there with her husband, and she loves it every year. Okay. So I'm forced to stay.
And they have good entertainment, too. They got very good entertainment all the time.
Elton John, Bill Clinton speaks.
Who's the entertainment this year? You know?
They got
Lionel Richie.
They got a ton of celebrities coming there. They do every year.
Yes.
Well, you know, Austin goes around to the other events like that, so he patronizes a lot of the big ones, too.
That's the name of that game,
he spends a lot
right?
of money. He goes to Muhammad Ali one. He goes to Clinton's charity event. He was at Federated, so Bill does a lot of work.
Who does Ali
others.
bring into his? Everybody?
Yeah, they have. Last year, I know that I was there. They had the 10 Idolist finalists. They had Billy Crystal. They had Rascal Flatts. They had Janet Venchko, Lee Greenwood, Reba McEntire. I mean,
how long does that take?
That's not as long as Starkey's, but their auction's not as long. Yeah, Muhammad Ali, he's there. But he can't, he can't talk.
He's pretty well done.
They do pretty good. Starkey with the people they bring in too.
Yeah.
Austin's a exception. I don't know of anybody in this town who gives the amount of money he does to every different charity, and he takes care of people.
Now, I want to give him a plug though, because people see this and they ask me, "What is that?" It's Sid's cell phone. This is not a cell phone.
No.
Explain what this is.
This is a thing that this somehow goes from here to your hearing aid.
How does it do that?
I don't know how, but it helps me.
I don't know how we get TV.
I don't either.
It helps me.
It helps you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's probably like a receiver, picks up the sound and sends it up there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if we could somehow figure out how to get inside this thing, we could really have some fun.
Just like when guys used to steal. Just like when guys used to steal his tape recorder and put messages
on there they'd find later. All right, we'll get to sports. A short segment to start, but sports like the training camp, the Twins, and all that stuff. When we come back, you're watching the Sports Show. Stay with us. Locally owned, nationally known, J.D. Hoyt's in downtown Minneapolis. Anytime going to a Twins game, why not? J.D. Hoyt's the right stop, the right.
I was at J.D. Hoyt's the other night.
How was it? Pretty good?
My whole family.
Yeah.
Was pretty good.
Pretty good meal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was down at Vikings training camp the other day.
What's your conclusion?
My conclusion is that it's kind of weird. There's no drama down there right now. Everybody's just in camp working hard, and I think the interesting positions to watch are going to be linebacker and receiver, because they got a whole bunch of receivers, and they're trying to figure out who's going to step up.
Well, I'll just repeat what I said. They lost 4 players. If they can replace those 4 players, they might be all right. But they don't have a middle linebacker unless Brooks turns out to be the guy.
Brooks.
Bishop.
Henderson's going to play there, and Bishop's going to play outside.
Yeah.
Actually, everybody loses 4 players.
Well, for sure. Yeah, 4. That's nothing.
Right now, with Percy Harvin perhaps certainly figuring out a way not to practice and perhaps needing surgery, Spielman looks like a genius. I ripped the trade, but right now it looks like pretty good because, I think what happened, Louis, is Percy's not a geography major. And he's down there in Florida, and he says, "You mean I have to fly an extra 2 hours not to practice? I should have stayed in Minnesota. I got to fly 6 hours to get there to figure out a way not to practice."
Well, he had that same injury, I'm told, by people close to the Vikings. And that thing has given him trouble his whole career. including college.
Well, he's a different kind of a guy, and who knows what's going on.
He plays on Sunday.
Yeah, and if you give him play on Sunday, you're in good shape. Louis, the training camp in the NFL, though, and really across the board, though, now, as I sit down there and watch, I mean, it's training camp, but this is a 12-month deal. These rookies never left since they've been drafted. They're almost doing play polish right now. There's no getting in shape. Here's the plays, let's run them. It's completely different. Hockey, everything.
That's why when you look at it, the leagues have cut back on how much they're allowed
it's easy to do.
Because they are in better shape. They're working out all year long. And I have to tell you, Sid, I think you were maybe down at the Mayo, but Leslie Fraser was at Dunkers, and he was sensational. He was so impressive, the way he prepares himself and his team to get ready for the season, and the things he asks of them, and the way he tries to motivate them. I'm really impressed by him. I think they're going to be better than I expected them to be. And I was like Sid, I thought, well, they're losing 4 key guys. I think he's going to be able to replace him and do well.
I was impressed that he told Greg Jennings to shut up and play football and stop worrying about Aaron Rodgers. What a jerk.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
That's one thing he's done good. He's got those guys straightened out. They better not get in trouble because it costs them. I heard that if they get in trouble, he takes big bucks away from them.
Unless it's Adrian Peterson or
no, but Jennings, that Dan Wieder's piece in the Star Tribune Saturday. I mean, okay, you can have fun back and forth, but when when it's driving you crazy, obviously that he decided somebody else was a better receiver than you, it really made Jennings look petty.
Is Green Bay. Their personnel department is one of the best in the league, the way they draft and everything else. They don't get rid of players who can help.
Well, I don't know. Favre came here, played very well. Sharper came here, played very well.
Yes.
Everybody Longwell came here, played very well. Everybody we got from Green Bay has played well.
That's true. That's
but
true.
Here's the deal. Green Bay's, they would have kept Jennings, but they're not going to give him $17.8 million guaranteed when they got other options. That's, they're cost efficient over there. They know they had to give Rodgers the biggest contract ever, so they couldn't afford to keep Jennings.
And Jennings good for the young receivers they got here. So I'm optimistic.
His sister started it last year complaining that he wasn't getting the ball enough on Twitter.
Yeah.
Jennings' sister. Louis, back in your day, if social media would have been around, what would your policy have been for your team and their relatives?
Well, it's hard to say, but I'm not on Twitter now, and it's my day. So I really think that people can get distracted by Twitter if you're an athlete, and you got to watch how much you use it as an athlete.
If Twitter had been available back then, we would have had a picture of Todd Bergen on the first tee every day he missed a game. Every day he missed a game with an injury and was teeing off, we'd have a photo of him.
And here's a guy who could have made a lot of money in hockey and never made a cent in golf.
I'll say one thing. That hockey team, when he was general manager and coach, they never had any problems at all. I mean, they'd had...
Did they not have problems, or did they just not get publicized? Was Louis able to keep them out of the media?
I'll say one thing.
Louis...
Outside that building door, there was always a lot of group of nice ladies looking for those hockey players.
At the Med Center.
But they never got in trouble.
I'm sure that's changed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I tell you what, I got a new hero, though, Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
Johnny goes to Austin, Texas.
Irreverent.
He goes to Austin, Texas, and goes to a frat party wearing a Tebow jersey. People told him he should be more like Tebow, so he's wearing a Tebow jersey.
This kid's off the chart, though.
I want to see his grades then.
God, he's crazy.
He is, man. Yeah. All his classes are online. He goes down to Mexico and parties. Kevin Sumlin, who's sitting, I know well from his days with the Gophers. I think he's probably smart enough, though, Louis, to let him line up on Saturdays and play, huh?
I would think Sumlin would be pretty tough on him.
Guess who needs who more?
The thing is, I can't figure out these athletes, just like that Braun at Milwaukee. They make the biggest money in the world. I mean, they know they're going to get caught. Why did they do that?
Because Braun went from being good to a superstar, and when he gets back, he'll have $110 million.
That's right. We'll talk about that when we come back. It was because it's worth the risk. If they don't catch you, great, and if they do catch you, you got $100 million in the bank. Okay, take a break, come back, the sports show. Audi Minneapolis, 9393 Wayzata Boulevard, right off of General Mills Boulevard in 394. What a great ride to go through the summer months with. Stop on by and say hi to Bruce and the whole gang. Welcome back to the Sports Show. We were talking about all this stuff. You know, Adrian Peterson I talked to today. He came out heavy again. Hey, test me. Do whatever you want to me. But back to the original point, the reason they do it, Sid, I mean, when you really think about
Makes them better?
well, it makes them better, and there's a pretty compelling case here that it's worth the risk.
The point is, Braun they had him dead center.
Yeah.
So he admitted and took the penalty.
Correct.
But I'll make you bet when the other guys come out, most of them, they will appeal and try and stay playing the rest of the year.
What do you think they'll do, Patrick?
Rodriguez for one.
Yeah, Rodriguez, I don't think is going to take the penalty because they want to give him too much of a penalty. If you offered Rodriguez 65 games, he'd take it in a heartbeat. But they want more than that from him. They want 150 or something.
Well, I think the Yankees probably want to get out of that contract.
Yeah, but I don't think they can.
The thing I'm surprised is how the players' union is cooperating with the owners. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I really am.
I don't trust.
But they're not going to just sign off on anything MLB wants to do.
I'm surprised though that in the last collective bargaining agreement that they never got the right to forfeit contracts if guys were using steroids.
Yeah.
You mean where they just become null and void if there's
the team has the option to do that.
That's the only one that's going to deter it.
Why couldn't they?
They could have, but they would have to fight hard.
Does anybody have that, Louis?
Sure, hockey. Well, some of these leagues don't need it because they have the right to buy you out, where you don't. So you can't buy out the contract. But they should be able to have that right.
Things are a lot different. When Marvin Miller was running baseball, they wanted to win every fight.
Yeah, but Louis makes the point. They're still not. They haven't won every fight because the Yankees aren't going to get out of paying A-Rod.
No, but I'm just saying, I think they have a better relationship, the union and the clubs, than they had before.
Well, because you got players that don't use that.
You know why? You know why? Because baseball gave up trying to get a salary cap.
Well, you know what?
They gave up.
But look at Detroit's pitcher, Scherzer, their star. He says that they should be able to throw him out. And so when you have some players already,
that's what I'm saying.
You have players already. Plus, you got society on the side of the owners backing him, saying, "What do you mean you wouldn't have the right to throw him out? Sure, you should be able to throw him out." The Players Association wouldn't be able to win that one.
Meanwhile,
and that's why they should ask for it.
Meanwhile, the best defensive player in the NFL, Von Miller, gets popped and he's getting 4 games and nobody talks about it.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's all the double standard of we're outraged by baseball, but we don't give a damn how much.
Is it the same type of thing, though?
Well, I think it's greenies, amphetamines.
But the other part of it is that everybody's got to kind of a little sheepish about is how much baseball has benefited from these performances. The owners have. Major League Baseball has. Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa brought them back in 1 year. I mean, there's been a tremendous profit rate that everybody has yielded from these guys playing from this.
Twins don't have anybody.
No.
Twins don't have anybody good enough to do it.
You know what was the most embarrassing thing in Twins history? Right in the middle of the steroid era, McGwire and Sosa, when one was hitting 70 and the other was hitting 66. The Twins' leading home run hitter, Matt Lawton, had 21. And we said, well, at least he's not on steroids.
And he was.
Our steroid guy could only hit 21 home runs.
Louis, okay, we've had you haven't been here the last couple weeks, but it's been our weekly question. If Justin Morneau's contract is up, I don't know what, I can't imagine there's a huge market for him, but do you trade him for just anything because you're not going to win this year?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Why? What's the upside of keeping him?
He might get better next year. I mean, he might
but
stay here.
He's still a free agent after this year.
Let me think. I saw what Patrick said last week, and it's right. Just because you have the right to sign him, once he goes away, it's not so easy to bring them back.
I agree.
And I think if you keep him, you have a better chance of keeping him next year if you want him.
And you got 2 more. He's got 2 months to change your mind.
Yeah.
August and September. And maybe he'll be good enough the last 2 months. I would doubt it. That you could offer him $13 million and get a couple of draft picks.
But what you talked about before is right. Maybe he'll sign for less. Maybe he'll get him for $6, $7, $8 million. Well, that's still a lot of money, $6, $7, $8 million.
Right.
Ryan said today on our show, he's not giving them away.
Good.
He says we got a chance to to sign him at the end of the season. I know his wife. I saw a friend of his wife, and she wants no part of going any other place.
The problem, though, Sid, with hiring him, with signing him, isn't whether he wants to stay or not. It's whether he shows you that he can be productive.
That's what I'm saying.
He's got 4 RBIs in July.
That's what I'm saying. So what is his value to your organization?
Yeah, but I'm not going to take Eduardo Escobar for him. I don't want another Eduardo Escobar.
What do you think you can get?
I don't think you can get much more than Eduardo Escobar.
Yeah, I think
so if you can't get much, why give him up?
Why bother?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, why get more mediocrity?
I wouldn't
you got plenty of it.
Yeah.
Take a break, come back, sports show. Stay with us. Tejas Express, not far away, coming to the State Fair really soon. Visit Tejas Express to try their famously refreshing beer garita located at the Garden on the corner of Dan Patch and Underwood. We're almost there. That is.
I hate the thought of that State Fair.
You have bad memories because
except for the guac.
Yeah, I wish they could get some kind of a strike or something.
Brings back memories of the time you were almost arrested.
Well, I don't know about
that.
Was he sneaking in?
I'll tell you what.
They told him he couldn't drive through it. He said, I can.
I'll tell you one thing. If our backyard is any indication, it's going to be a big year for wasps over there. I got millions of them.
And ants and all that stuff. Louis, we haven't talked to you since. You happy with what the Wild did at the end of the day?
Yeah, I think they had, some good moves. The only one I worry about is Setaguchi. Giving up Setaguchi before you know the young guys are going to score. Because at the beginning of the year, Sonmor and I always used to sit down and try and project what kind of goal scoring we're going to get and where we're going to get it from. And if you look at the Wild, they're going to have to, find a way to get to 220 goals or so. And you take a Setaguchi out, some of the young guys are going to have to come in. They're really giving an opening for the young guys to come, which is good because I think they got some great young players.
Best thing that's going to happen to that team is a new division.
Oh, that's great.
First of all, the fans are going to be more interested.
And stay up to be able to see the games at night. Yeah.
They won't have to travel from Vancouver to Calgary to Edmonton. I think it's going to make them a much better hockey team.
Well, the difference with you and Sonmor, though, is you two were trying to figure out how you're going to get 4 or 5 goals a night. All they got to do now is figure out how to get 3.
Yeah, but 3 times 82.
Yeah.
Is your magic number.
Yeah, but what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. So
how you had to figure out how to get 4.5 times 82.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Another thing.
You got another hockey comment?
Huh?
Another hockey comment? Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's going to help them is that Metro Transit from Minneapolis.
Yeah, but that won't be till next year.
Till St. Paul, where you won't have to fight the traffic. You won't have to fight the snow.
That'll be interesting to see what impact that has on sports.
Yeah. Myself, I ain't going to drive over there.
No, you shouldn't. No, please.
I know I shouldn't. I'm talking serious.
It's going to be good for Gopher sports, too, because you're going to have right
downtown.
Yeah, but they're already, they play football on Saturdays. There's no traffic reason to, you know what I mean?
Are you kidding me? You go to a football game?
Because of the construction right now, it's a complete disaster.
No, but
it was a disaster.
It still takes time to get in and out of that building.
They're going to tear down Sally's. Boy, there's a lot of upset people who went. Sally's was after you, but Sally's is a big stop. But Sally's is going away, right?
What?
Right here.
Sydney, what's your thoughts on the Gopher football program as they prepare for this season this week?
Well, the reason I'm a little optimistic
is because you're sick.
That's your shit hurts. And it's Gopher football, and it's July.
Yeah, I thought they played pretty good against a pretty good Texas Tech.
Oh, Texas Tech.
I think they
God almighty.
You yourself said you're encouraged because of the offensive line.
Yes.
You made that statement. And the schedule is pretty important. And they got a most favorable schedule they've had since Kill got here.
You're concerned about San Jose State, though.
Yes,
you have been throughout.
Well, they claim, the coaches, that he is a #1 draft quarterback.
Yep.
Can I make a point about Texas Tech, this mighty juggernaut that we damn near beat in Houston? Their last 5 games, they went 1-4. In the 4 losses, they gave up 49.3 points per game, and they lost by 21.3 points per game. Their only victory was in overtime at home against Kansas, 41-34, a team that their coach, Charlie Weiss, this week described as a
Scored
piece
a
of
lot of
crap.
points.
So you didn't like him?
So what's your theory?
Pricey, if the Gophers had
Said, I just deal in
Percy
facts.
Harvin and they had every good guy, you have never predicted anything good about the Gophers.
1962, we had Eller and Page, Bell coming back. I
yeah.
predicted a lot of good
Okay,
stuff.
so how many games are they going to win?
Oh, I think they'll win 6 or 7.
Oh, okay, that's good.
What was the famous
That's a
quote
bowl.
though before they played Nebraska that he had in his paper when the 84-30? Was it, he had a good feeling?
13 Sid
Was smelling upset?
kind of felt they were going to be competitive.
Back next week, everybody.